Hey, Michael, Vsauce here. Just kidding. I'm gonna get demonetized now. Welcome everybody. We just hit 10. We're gonna have one viewer at least this week, so I'm super stoked about that. Stay tuned for the giveaway that's gonna be coming up for my siblings during their birthdays and Christmas. And other than that, let's just get into the video. Dopamine detox. For the past 6 days now, almost a week, I've been going on a social experiment to do a dopamine detox. Now, you guys might be wondering, what is dopamine? It's a chemical in our brain. It gets stimulated. It makes you feel happy. Dopamine usually is associated with happiness, but I've been seeing all these ads and videos that say, hey, you should detoxicate yourself from dopamine, which means destimulate yourself. So try to remove all these constant stimuli so that you can be more present in the moment and enjoy experiences. So that's what I've been trying to do. If you guys want to watch the partner video, go watch, I don't know what we're calling this channel, but go watch my brother's vlog down in the description below, and leave a like if you feel like leaving a like. Hi, Gabe.
Oh.
It's for my brother, so you're good.
Okay.
We're doing an experiment.
Oh, for what?
Just for fun.
There you go.
Is that for me?
Yep.
No way.
Just for you.
Thank you. Where was I? Dopamine. All right. So, we saw each other yesterday, even though that was unintentional. And did we call it I don't know. Somehow, maybe we talked about it before we decided to do the detox. But you said something like, what's up? Just so you're in the loop, I'm doing a video to my brother.
Sorry.
No, you're good. This is probably more entertaining for him. All right, I am back in my room. Okay, this is like round 4 of recording. I'm just gonna pick off where I left off from the first one in this room. Since then, I've been all around. It's hard to find a spot with both decent lighting, decent audio that's not being used by other people. Anyways, back onto the dopamine detox. Number 1, I'm just gonna frame this. Or I'm gonna start off with the overarching goals. I think you wanted to completely cut off all excess dopamine stimuli, which seems wonderful. I think you'll have a lot of long-term benefits from that. I don't know if you'll see anything in the short run. For me, though, I'm gonna slowly start to make changes. I think I'm gonna do a lot of like smaller steps, and hopefully they're more long-lasting. So for instance, you mentioned how I think we have different goals, and I'm gonna agree with that. I think what you wanna do is cut off all stimuli, versus what I wanna do is cut out unnecessary wasted time, I guess, specifically on like social media. So basically I just wanna like stop the scrolling, hashtag whatever. So I'm gonna just recoup my week, just so I can have some sort of framework for this video. I am going off a script in my head. So starting off, on Monday, I drove down to Penn State here, and I listened to podcasts the whole way. Usually I'll switch to like music in the last half hour, but this time I didn't, just because the podcast was really interesting. So that's about 2.5 hours of listening to podcasts while driving. And then I went to my classes, but I made sure not to go on Instagram throughout the day, which was pretty prominent. Most days, especially after my classes, I'll get back to my dorm and I'll sit right here in this chair at the window and I'll just scroll on Instagram for like half an hour. And, you know, sometimes there'll be a point where I'll be like, all right, I've been sitting here too long. Let's just see one more funny one. And there's never another funny one because I just want to keep scrolling. And then, you know, I'm just sitting there, not even enjoying it, but I'm just scrolling because my brain is telling me that's good. So I've cut that all out. I haven't been on Instagram scrolling after classes, between classes at all this week. On top of that, I've been more proactive in stopping myself from, I mindlessly go onto Snapchat, whether I have snaps from people or not, and I'll just immediately swipe to the stories page and start clicking through them. Not to get rid of them, but just like, as if they're like something I need to do, like I need to view them, because most of the time I don't even care what's on them, but I'll just subconsciously, you know, open Snapchat, swipe over to it and start viewing through the stories. You know, every once in a while it'll be interesting, but I mean, I wouldn't even say it's multiple times a week that I see something I care about. So I'm trying to not do that at all, and I think I've been really good about it. I've caught myself a few times still doing that. Definitely not on Monday. Monday was probably my best day because I was most conscious about cutting out all this behavior. And then another thing that I've done is before bed, I have stopped going on, like watching a show or YouTube completely. I think this is a big one because I think watching videos before bed ruins your sleep, and everyone knows a good day starts the night before. Just kidding. So I think whether I knew it or not, I'm hurting my sleep quality, and by cutting out just this one little thing, which one little thing is like an hour worth of my time, because it's usually like a 40-minute show and or some YouTube videos on top of that. Or if I watch some YouTube, it'll be like, you know, half a dozen, 10, 15-minute YouTube videos. And that's after going to bed past midnight, which isn't so bad in college because classes don't start until 10. But it's still like, I could be sleeping during that, and I'm sure I would be a lot happier during the day if I just got a little bit more sleep. So cutting that out, I think, is going to help me drastically in the near future. Not drastically, but I think I'm going to see changes in the near future from doing that. And I've stuck with that primarily. On YouTube, though, I said my biggest culprit is Instagram because I really dislike Instagram, and I still go on it all the time. Before this week, I mean. Like, I really dislike everything about Instagram, other than the fact that the Instagram Reels are kind of entertaining. But I don't like how your feed isn't even your feed. It's all these recommendations of people you don't know, of accounts you don't know. And then there's the shopping page, which I've never used. There's the, what's it called? There's the For You page, or it's not For You, but it's the same thing. And every once in a while, like once a month, I feel like the algorithm is reset and then nothing applies to you. And I'm just sitting there, you know, trying to find something entertaining, and there's nothing. I don't know what it is, but I really dislike Instagram. So I'm glad that one's cutting out. You know, I'm fine to see my friends post, but they don't post that much. So, and I feel like Instagram's changed now where you only see like 3 or 4 posts of people you follow before you see stuff that's recommended. So it's not even a good platform to like stay in touch with people, really. On that note, I don't know, what are your thoughts about like contacting or reaching out to people? Like, is it bad to just talk to people online? Like, in the sense, like, if I'm bored, I feel like calling grandma is a good thing and not a bad thing. Just like, you know, do you know what I mean? Like, so if I was bored and I just started snapping someone, maybe that's bad. But if it's like if it's a genuine interaction, then I feel like that's good, and that's what we should be striving for. Anyways, going back to YouTube, I'm still watching YouTube during breakfast. You know, that's because I usually just eat breakfast alone, like most people. So it's nice just to have something going on. I don't think that I would want to be eating breakfast with someone regularly just because it's nice to just be with myself. But then again, you know, if I'm sitting there watching a video, I'm not actually with my thoughts. So maybe that's something that I work towards eliminating as well. Because that's like 40 minutes every day that I'm just sitting watching a YouTube video. And, you know, I could be thinking. I feel like it could be boring, but I guess that's the point, is to make boring stuff more boring so that the interesting stuff is even better. Or to make the stuff that should be interesting actually interesting. But yeah, I'd probably watch YouTube most days during breakfast. You know, or I could replace it with something more positive. Like I could be watching homework videos, I guess. I don't know. I'll figure something out for that. The other thing I wanted to mention, so I was pretty good about sticking with all these habits, Monday through Thursday. And then on Thursday, Allie got here, and some of these things changed. We watched a show before bed both nights, and a couple times I would just pull out my phone, and I was trying to think like why I just reverted back when she came here. And a couple explanations that I have. Number one, you know, I was more prone to be on social media, because if we were like talking about someone we knew, or if something had happened in our lives and we wanted to show each other based off of some social media, we'd pull it out, and then that would give me an excuse to just be on it, I guess. And then it was like I was just more comfortable pulling out social media and scrolling. Or another explanation is maybe like if we were both getting ready to go to dinner, and I just got ready before her just because I didn't have to do my hair. And then I just pulled out my phone and started looking at memes just because I was waiting. And, you know, maybe I should have just sat down, or I don't, like we were still talking, but I was like half engaged, you know? So I think that's something to work towards, especially when Allie is here. Not saying that all of that is bad, but just to be more mindful that I'm doing it, and if it's really a detriment, or if I feel like I'm devaluing my experience with other people, then I should be eliminating it. As far as today, you know, I drove to school last night right after the Little Mermaid production. I got here around like 12:45. I went to bed around 1:30, and I was exhausted. I had my alarm set for 8. I was super tired, and I'm just planning to study all day, and I have been. Because I went home, I think, and I had a few days with Allie, there was a couple times where if I just had like a second, I would pull out my phone, and then I would think, wait, what am I doing? And I put it back in my pocket. But the drive to do that is still there. So I think that's something that we're gonna have to keep working on. Last thing I'll mention is poop time. I used to always sit on Instagram Reels while going to the bathroom for like 20 minutes, which is such a big waste of time, and it doesn't even get you anything. Like, I don't feel better about it. The only benefit it gives you is that maybe there's some trend that you could talk about, but like, there's so many more interesting things. I don't know. It seems silly. So I've stopped doing that completely. Poop time is me time. Once again. And with that, I'm signing off. So see you later. And stay tuned for next week when I post the next edition of Dopamine Detox. Duh, brothers.